Alright, good morning. Little sporodactyls, dinkuses and popty pings. And how the devil are you? Oh, you're joining me here. Michael roll the boat. Michael Wood Services. I'm just mindful here, there's a bit of an overhang on this car transporter and I can't quite see out of that mirror. We're obviously queuing to get out, so there's no trucks directly in front of us. That gives us a nice opportunity to take a nice wide swing now. Just mindful of these mirrors on this thing here. Yeah, baby. Whoa, lad. There we go. And we're out. Yeah, there's a car transporter at the side of me then, and they always have a big overhang on both front and back, don't they? So, just got to take extra care. So yeah, we are at Michael Wood Services on the M5. We're going down to a place called Honiton, which, I don't know, I assume these lot are queuing for petrol station. Yeah, they will be. Yeah, we're going down to a place called Honiton off the A303. So the plan is to go down the M5 now to Taunton, and then we're going to come off at Taunton and make our way over towards the A303. Some mirrors! So I came down here, I got delayed yesterday morning in Uddingston. I was meant to be going in and I was told the trailer would be ready for me to just collect and hook up to. When I got there, it wasn't. So I had to go in and drop my trailer and wait for it. And it still wasn't ready, and then after a while the lad come over and he kind of needed the space where I was parked. He said, you can live load it if you want. He says, yours is up next. He says, and I've just, they were already loading one, you see. He says, yours is up next. He said, but if you can move out while I put this there, he said, if you want to, bang under that trailer over there. He said, that's what's going to get loaded. Fetch it round and we'll live load you. I said, no worries, so that's what I did. So long story short, by the time I strapped this load up and that, I didn't get out of Uddingston till about bloody 10:30. I was wounded. I was wounded, honestly. So I went down to Lockerbie, got fuel, and then I just brayed on all yesterday afternoon, basically. So I'm not booked in till 9:30 this morning. So I thought, there's no point wasting a 10-hour drive. We're on the motorway, by the way. I thought, there's no point wasting a 10-hour drive now. Let's just knock that off. Yeah, I thought there's no point wasting a 10-hour drive. I got into a 15, which is no bother because I've got 1:15 left. I used a 15 the night before as well. So I've got 1:15 left, and I'd used a 10-hour drive the night before as well. So I've also got one 10-hour drive. Today's Thursday. I want to be saving them for tomorrow to get home. Because I've no idea where I'm going to next. I'm hoping it's going to be in a place called Frome or Frome, or maybe back up to Cardiff, I don't know. But ideally I want to save me 15-hour shift and me 10 hours drive, which are there to suit me, by the way. They're not there to suit anyone else. But I want to save them if I can for Friday to get home. That's what we're on with. Excuse me. A lovely night's sleep at Michael Wood last night. I think it's a rip-off charging £33. £33 for HGV parking, but you know, you get a £12 meal voucher for shite, KFC, Burger King and all that. Last night we had KFC. It was crap, just as expected, but you think you're missing something if you don't get it, you see. Some mirrors, mindful slip road. So I had to restrap this load last night, the front end, because on the way down here on the M5, we come further on up the road there, traffic was slowing. And this, I don't know, this buffoon in a Ford Focus just decided that he would come from lane 1, or sorry, lane 2 into lane 1 just in front of me. And I mean literally bump there, because lane 1 was moving faster. So I had to slam on. I was only doing about 10 mile an hour, something like that. Excuse me, but I had to slam on and put the truck on its nose. And when I got to parked up last night down the road, the 3 straps at the front had moved. The load had shifted about 8 inch. The load had shifted forward about 8 inch, but the straps held. They did the job, but they'd moved. They'd moved like forward that way. So I had to take them off, the front straps, and re-strap them. And just to be sure, I went and done the back straps as well. Re-strapped them, reset them. But yeah, it just goes to show, without the straps, they'd have been coming into cab with me. They'd have been coming through headboard at least. Yeah, you need them straps on, like. Well, you just get people like that. They don't think. I don't think he did it on purpose, and he just didn't. They don't look in the mirrors. They've no idea what else is going on around them apart from what they can see, what affects them going forwards. Do you know what I mean? It's all about them and what they want. So I don't think they're doing it on purpose, but you're not looking in his mirrors. You say, "Oh, that lane's going quicker. I'll get in there." Boom, and I'm literally right on his fucking arse end. I didn't hit him. Well, you know, you imagine you're going 55 mile an hour and somebody does that, your potential run right over them, haven't you? Do you know what I mean? Your potential run right over them, you wouldn't even feel it. And it's half a day out with the Undertaker for them. And for what? To gain 10 seconds down the road. He didn't get anywhere. He didn't get anywhere, honestly. Because as soon as he'd come into lane 1, lane 2 started moving quicker. Anyway, road conditions are dry. It's 12 minutes past 6 here this morning on the Thursday. There is daylight trying its best to break through now, but I can see a heck of a lot of cloud up there, so I think we're going to be in for some rain later on. We are going to a site in Honiton, which I think is down near Exeter, isn't it? Down near Exeter, Devon way. I've been past it before. Excuse me. Yeah, it's down near Exeter, Devon way. Just mindful, there's a guy wants to overtake me here, but I don't think he's got the momentum, so I'm going to do the right thing here. I'm not going to leave him out. I'm going to come off the gas. I'm just going to come off the gas now. I don't want to leave him out. Obviously, I'm also approaching a vehicle in front of me. I'm just going to come off the gas. I think he's also come off the gas thinking and slot back in behind me. We both had the same thought there, 100%. Owens. Owens Curtinsider. Me and him have both had the same thought. He obviously came off the gas thinking he was going to slot back in behind me. Now there's another one breaking down on us. So we're just going to let him go. Not going to flash him in just yet. He's about clear of me now. We'll flash him in now. He knows his stuff. He knows what he's doing. He knew his exact distance that he needed for getting in. So as I'm flashing him in, he's obviously indicating come in. So we're both thinking alike. Me and Owens, lad. Me and Owens. Whoever that driver is of Owens there. Owens Transport. We're like peas in a pod, me and you, lad. Peas in a pod. 2 peas in a bloody pod, lad. Not 2 rotten apples. No, no, no. We're 2 peas in a pod. Me and thee, lad. Me and Owens. Oh, aye. I just didn't want to leave him out there for 3-4 miles, you know what I mean? Because he's in a DAF. This is a DAF. We're 2 peas in a pod with different logos on. And I was matching him, even Stevens, for speed. But this is a 530. So if he's in a 460, he's not going to pass me. But no, I've let him on. I've let him on, lad. I've let him go. no gas, we're just rolling. Still rolling with the momentum, just come back on that gas now. Otherwise this one's going to pull in the same gap and I'll end up having it drop back a bit further. So yeah, I think it's gonna rain today, I really do. I think it's gonna put a bit of rain down. You can just see clouds, they don't look sexy, it doesn't look great. So 3 in front, up ahead is braking. We are just coming into signs for average speed cameras, so we're going to be dropping down to 50. Some mirrors. Clearly there's roadworks on down here. Excuse me. There's your 50 signs. Some mirrors. We want the southwest for Bristol. Mirrors. There's your first speed camera. We'll come through that at 48. Mirrors, I want to cross now because it does split off here shortly. We'll run you down to about, I think we'll run you down to about Taunton, where we come off with M5, and then I'll put him in and I'll concentrate on getting to the job. With what I've got on, I've got concrete beams on for flooring, these concrete big, I don't know, they're like big bloody tombstone sections, big long things. And whenever I have this particular product on, I always end up going to a block of flats or apartments, do you know what I mean, what's being built. So it's either going to be a residential home or it's going to be apartments what's being built, and it's the concrete flooring what goes on each floor, do you know what I mean? So I always end up going to, you know, residential apartments and stuff like that what's being built on tight shitholes. Well, it'll not be a shithole, it'll be a decent town on it, but the building sites are always tight shitholes, you know what I mean? So we could be in for a bit of fun after. We could be in for another decent reversing video later on. It just mirrors, it just gets uneven now, the camera just throws you up and down a little bit here. There's your RAC place, see there? Just mirrors. There's also 2 lanes of traffic joining us here. There's one right outside of me, so I can't quite come out. So mirrors. I'm just going to have to hold my course. Don't do it, BMW. He was thinking about it then. He was thinking about coming into this lane what I'm in. There's 2 more lanes of traffic joining. The car's right outside of me, so I couldn't come across. I'm just holding my course here. We're just going to slot nicely into lane 2 now. He thought about it then. There's a BMW right outside of me. He was going to cut straight across like. I could understand why he was thinking, just wait car. I can't explain it. Another wagon driver will know what I'm on about, but after a while you get a sixth sense just with the way the mannerisms of the driving are. And you can just get a sixth sense that he was going to come across, and he thought about it. He has come across now. He's just passing me on my right hand side now. He's in lane 3. So I'm now clear of this traffic. I'm going to come across mirrors into lane 2 in lane 1, well, which is technically 30 over. Yeah, I can't explain it, but you just get a sixth sense the way that they start to, you know, they put a little little foot across, just tapping the, you know, just putting the toe in water, see if it's tapping or warm or not. You know what I mean? I can't explain it. It's, after a while, you just get a sixth sense. When you're driving all day every day, you start getting a sixth sense of trying to read and anticipate what they're going to do. And I'm 100% convinced he thought about that, and then he obviously looked in his mirror and seen exactly where I was and thought, nah, bollocks to that. I don't fancy being squashed up like a tin can and having half a day out with the bloody Undertaker. Do you know what I mean? Well, yeah, they will do it. If you don't watch it, they have to be watched, like, but otherwise they will do it. Oh, I'm drifting. Mirrors. I thought I saw a pothole there. It was a dark patch on the floor, and I thought, oh, I just come across, and I thought, oh, I'm drifting. So mirrors. This is the old sign for Bristol, Cribbs Causeway. I used to do deliveries to the B&Q there. Just off there, down there, there's your B&Q, see. So go over Avonmouth Bridge in a bit. I do like it. Mirrors, mindful, blowing my nose at the same time as watching through mirrors for these, anything coming up this slip road or off this slip road. I have had my hay fever tablet, but I don't half get a bit snotty first thing in the morning, like, for about an hour. Terrible. Just come off that gas because we're going to start rolling down a hill here now. Might not look it, but we are descending. Let's back him off a touch. I do like the retarder. Well, I always call it the exhaust brake. It's the official name is the retarder or engine brake, thingy-majig malarkey. I do like it on this. It does actually hold you. On the Scania, it was as much use as tits on a fish. The only thing it was good for on a Scania was slowing down when approaching roundabouts on a flat, even surface. On any hill work, it was absolutely dreadful. It was shocking. But you put the retarder on this thing, and it will hold you down the hill. Mirrors, we are coming up on this truck in front. This one's indicating it's wanting off. Mirrors, just come off that gas. The truck in front's now coming over into lane 2. Mirrors. Time now is 6:25 and it is starting to try and break daylight. Some mirrors. We're going to put a signal on in a minute. We're going to come out because we're approaching this truck in front of us. We're bearing down on it. Mirrors. There is quite heavy traffic passing me. Put a signal on now. Truck coming from the left, so it was right to go early because he'll be joining there. Mirrors. Not quite catching this thing now, it seems to be pulling away from us again. Some mirrors. We're going to come back in. Back into lane 2 of 4. We will start catching it again now and take it, I think. We're going to stay out here. That truck's on from slip road behind us, so that's no issue. I'm in a dilemma here. Do I come out into lane 3 because I'm still catching it, mirrors, or do I just hold my course? It's holding its own, but I'm catching it, so I'm mindful. Truck's just changing down a gear. Lane 1's now going off for somewhere else. Some mirrors. He's got concrete rings on. Don't do with us, not same company, but I carry quite a lot of them as well. So mirrors, we're just going over Avon Bridge. We've just come off that gas. I'm mindful, he's indicating pull out, there's someone in front of him. So mirrors, I'm just going to back it off. Holding its own now on exhaust brake. Road's bumpy as shit. One broken down there, pulled over. He's in lane 2 at this moment in time. I'm just going to come off the gas. He might know something we don't. Oh, he don't want me past him, I don't know. Just mindful here, there's a slip road coming up. Just having a look over, see what's coming down. There's a car there now. There's no effect to us. He's now coming back in. So we seem to be matching each other even Stevens for speed. I'm just going to drop it off 2 miles an hour. So I don't want to be too close to him because if I am, I can't see what's in front of him. So mirrors. I'm going to come back in. Lane 1 of 4. I'm still catching him now, even though I've dropped it off 2 miles an hour. Every time I up the gas, I can't pass him, I can't get near him. Mirrors, I'm now catching him again. I'm going to indicate, I'm going to try and take him going up this hill. Nice concrete rings on. Wait, I can't stick with him, so there's no point me hogging lane 2. Some mirrors, we're coming back in. Whatever it is, the truck in front, it's pulling well. It's pulling well, lad. Pulling like a good one. indicating come out. Again, just off that gas. There's one coming overtaking me. Another one coming overtaking me. So there's a Range Rover in front. It's thinking about coming out because it's burning down hot car transporter. There's now 3 wagons in front of us. Mirrors, signals on. Again, I want to leave a gap. I don't want to be too close to this truck in front because he's now braking. I'm up his arse and he's braking. If he has to brake sharp, I'm right in back of him, lad. Braking again. Mirrors, mindful this thing's still outside of me, just back it off a touch because these 3 trucks, well these 2 trucks in front of me are too close to the original one I was following. One's up, the blue one's up the one I was following with the concrete rings on's arse, and this one's up the blue one's arse. So I'm going to leave enough gaps so if something happens with concrete rings and them 2 have a coming together with it, we're clear. Stopped it again. Stopped it again, lad. Hay fever's terrible. I don't think dust helps when you're on this job. You know, you go to building sites. It used to be the same when I were at the previous employer when I used to go to sawmills and dust. And never helped my hay fever. It was always terrible. Same with this when you get the dust like concrete and the likes of some mirrors. Now clear of this car transporter. Again, I'm going to slot back in. I'm not fighting on in lane 2, trying to squeeze half a mile an hour out. Now look at these 2 here now. We'll just come off the gas 1 mile an hour. These 2's going to take an eternity past this truck with concrete rings on. He's not letting up. He's flat out in lane 1. He's flat out on limiter. We'll just come off that gas. These 2 are going to take an eternity. I think this fridge here in front has got the momentum to take everyone. Some mirrors. See, they're all tangled up now. There's one in front. Back him off. Signals on, because we're going to have to come round this. All 3 trucks now, concrete ring bunch right up to the blue truck in front. He's braking in lane 1, let him in. I don't know what his problem is, Gregory's. He's flat out on his limiter at 45 by the looks of it. Mirrors. We passed Gregory's, we're going to slot back into lane 1. We'll just let these 3 fight it out amongst themselves. Backing him off. I think this fridge in lane 2's got the momentum past Perable, but the blue truck's come back in. And now both on the brakes in front of me, too close to one another. That's just my opinion. I'm no expert. Opinions are like arseholes. We all have one, and most of them stink, you know what I mean? But I'm just keeping my distance. Because concrete ring man was up the arse of the one in front. But to be fair, the one now in front of him was up his arse for the last 4 or 5 miles. Mirrors. He's now having to go back at him. Oh, we're coming out for take a car. See, I had no idea that car was there. With 2 trucks in front of me, you've no idea that car's there. Some mirrors. All heating up, innit? Yeah, it's all good fun. Mirrors. We're going to come out because we're going to take this car. Still no gas. I'm still rolling down on gravity. We'll come back on that gas now. Again, I don't want to be too close to concrete ring man. I was close to him back there coming up that hill and I couldn't get the momentum to take him, so I slotted back in. It's a powerful little bugger, this thing, whatever it is. We're staying out now because we're going to have a good run at him. But I'm mindful if I pass him, he's going to be right up my arse. Well, that's his problem, not mine. Because a little day cab on it. It's a low cab, but I'll tell you what, it's pulling, it's powerful, it's got some weight on it. These are the kind of loads that I take regular. Them pipes are a pain in the arse. Some mirrors, mindful, there's nothing I can do, I'm committed. There's no coming down this slip road now, 2 cars just coming out up ahead. He's going to have to deal with whatever comes out. It's a daft, a little CF, I'll tell you what, it's a quick little bugger, that's powerful. I find a lot of the older trucks are, I think they have the limiters raised up a bit higher on them. That's an old truck, it's an old CF, a day cab. It's pulling like a train. Some mirrors, we're not quite clear of him yet. Just mindful that this blue truck in front now has its hazardous plate down. So it's obviously carrying something dangerous. Some mirrors, we're going to slot back in. But I'm mindful now, I don't want to bunch up too close to this blue truck in front, because if I drop it off a bit, he's chomping at the bit, get back past me. Concrete ring man. We'll just call him Concrete Ring Man. Concrete hula hoop man. That's what I normally go and collect at Pollington, concrete hula hoops. Some mirrors. Just mindful, I'm closing up on this guy now. Again, I don't want to come out too early because I'll sit outside of him for 4 miles to try and get past him. But if I drop it off, concrete hula hoop man will let me chopping at the bit, get back past me. So mirrors, we're coming out because we're getting too close to him. We should now sail past him, but it might take 1.5 miles and get past him. Just mindful now because that fridge is up in front. He's not bearing down on it just yet, but he's coming. He's coming, lad, he's coming. He's coming round the mountain. Coming round the mountain when he comes. I always find as the risk increases, my workload increases, where I'm trying to look at observations and blow my nose and, you know what I mean, scratch my arse. But I don't mind it. You've just got to try and have all-round observation and eyes up your arse. So what's going on in front of you, what's going on behind you, and looking either side. Do you know what I mean? So we are going to pass this guy now. Some mirrors. We're passing him. Passing him, lad, we'll do him now, see. Now bearing in mind, that was chomping at the bit to get past me before, but because I was holding it back 2 miles an hour, I didn't want to get tangled up with all 3 of them, so I just sat back, bided my time, waited, and now I've took 2 of the 3. The fridge is still up in front, he's well away, we'll not catch him. But I always find when it's busy like that, I try and back off a little bit and sit back, and I can wait situation up and think, right, I'll have you in a bit. I'll get back to you. You know what I mean? Right, we're past, we're back in. I think the term tortoise and the hare springs to mind. We've done them eventually. In a safe manner. No point making unnecessary risks, and that's just my opinion. Again, opinions are like arseholes. We all have one. This sky's clearing up nice and fine and dandy now, thank you please, and I'm quite, yeah, over the moon with it. It'll do for me. So according to El Twaticus Navicus, we're going to get there at just shy of 8 o'clock, and we're 52 miles away from where we need to be. As I say, we're going to be coming off for Taunton and then making our way over to the A303, following it in from there. Yeah, I was talking to one of the lads yesterday, and he said when you come off onto 303, you don't turn for your first turning for Honiton. You go past it and come in for the second one. But again, we're not booked in till 9:30, and I guarantee there'll be somebody else in at 8:30. So I don't want to go down there just yet. I want to get pulled up at 8 o'clock, and then I'll send a message to Fraggle Rock, which is our office back up in Lockerbie. I'll send a message to Fraggle Rock and say, is there another driver on here? If so, what's his number? That way I can ring him and say, right, what's crack? Can I come down now, or shall I wait till you come out? Is it too tight? You know what I mean? So I'm not going down there, and then there's no way to turn round, and I'm blocking half a bloody road off at town centre of Honiton. You know what I mean? Because it's right in town centre, this job, I think. But we'll sort it. We'll sort it. Plan is get towards 303. We'll pull in a lay-by, and we'll just wait there. And then, like I said, send a message to Fraggle Rock. See what crack is. Mirrors, mindful slip road, just looking over. There's two joining. There's nothing coming down that I can see. There is one now just coming down. It was in my blind spot. It's no bother. We'll get on before it comes anywhere near us, lad. For blowing my nose. Hopefully the hay fever tablet should start kicking in. So I missed that sign then. It said Taunton so many miles. I missed that, but it'll say it again in a bit. Probably about 19-20 miles or something, I don't know. Anyway, we'll follow El Tuaticus Navicus for Taunton. As long as we get to 303, we're alright. We'll pull up then, like I say, send a message to Fraggle Rock, and we'll have another look on map and the Google thingy-majiggy-malarkey. We'll sort ourselves out. Just thought on my wife might be ringing us in a bit because it's 7:15 now. I think they're an hour ahead of us in Spain. So she tends to ring me for 5 minutes in the morning because she only has the roaming data thing there. I think since we come out to EU we don't get free text or phone calls, so she's not sure how much data she gets, so she tends to ring me for 5 minutes in the morning. She's in Spain for a week with her mother gallivanting. She'll be ringing me about 7 o'clock, which is 8 o'clock for her. For her. So we're just burning down on this truckie front. We're not going to catch Fridge, man. He's one in front of this blue one in front of me. We're not catching him, he's aware. He's steady headed. Just come off this gas, we're rolling downhill. Beautiful sky, beautiful part of the world, isn't it? Eh? Life is good. Alright. Yeah, I thought this. I had enough time. If I'd have gone into a 10-hour drive, I would have had enough time to get down towards this site last night. And I thought, what's the bloody point? I'm not going to get there on site till 9:30. There's one in front of me, job's knackered. If there's nowhere to park up near job, I'm stuffed. So I thought, do I chance it and park up at 303 and waste a 10-hour drive? Or do I just pull in there to Michael Wood? Save me 10-hour drive. I'd already gone into a 15 by about nearly an hour. So I thought there's no point carrying on for another hour, wasting a 15 and wasting a 10-hour drive. No, there's no point. So I've used two 15s this week, sorry. No, it was the 10-hour drive. I'd already gone into a 15. I've used two 15s this week, which you're allowed 3 15s if you need them. You're only meant to work for 13 hours, 13-hour shift, but you can extend it to 15 3 times a week. But you're driving, you're only meant to drive 9 hours a day, but it can be extended to 10 hours twice a week. So I've already used 110 this week. I've now got 110 left to get me home tomorrow. So regardless, today I'll be doing a 10-hour drive and a 13-hour shift today, regardless of where we end up. Tomorrow, I've no idea where I'm going after this load today, but tomorrow I want to keep a 15-hour shift and a 10-hour drive to get home. Whereas if I'd used that 10-hour drive last night, I might have needed it tomorrow to get home, and I might have ended up having pull into bloody Carnforth again because I couldn't get home. You know what I mean? Mirrors, we're bearing down on this thing now. We're going to come out. Just mindful of pest to kill. Rat catcher. I'm also mindful that this one's burning down hot tanker in front of it, so there's a Turner's tanker thingamajig. Don't know what it is, it's a tanker anyway in front of it. I'm mindful he might want out. 20 mile I think we're coming off. Just under half a tank of fuel, so we don't need any diesel yet. '67 plate Scania, a new gen by the looks of it, and I do like these older Scanias. I'd prefer the old gen Scania, to be honest, but the 67 plate, 17 plate, spot on. I do like them. I absolutely loved my old gen Scania, the first proper truck I had at Jenkins. PX17 JYB. It's still knocking about. Somebody said they'd seen it pulling it's been painted red apparently, and it was pulling a tipper trailer. And it's still up and down, it's still knocking about, but I haven't dropped on it yet, but somebody's seen it. Somebody told me. PX17 JYB. That was my first truck with Jenkins. First full-time allocated one. I fucking loved it, it was great. It was only an R450 though. So it had the pulling power of nothing going uphill. You could get out and walk faster. But I loved it. I just loved the truck. It was fantastic. Euro mix it is, not Turner's, that tanker. So we're just mindful. We're just coming up a little bit of a hill now. But we are holding our own and passing this guy. We're probably going to end up passing tanker as well. So we're clear of him. Let's see if we can get clear of this tanker. Might get clear of all three. We might get clear of Howden's as well. Just thinking him, he's flashing me, come back in. I'm not doing. Stopping out, lad, stopping out. The trailer on this is higher than the cab, it's a day cab. It's weird seeing them when trailers higher than cab like that. I mean, I had it when I was at Jenkins, obviously trailer were higher than cab, but because I'm on a flatbed now, I'm getting that used to flatbed now. It's weird seeing a trailer when it's taller than cab now, do you know what I mean? Some mirrors, now just clearing tanker. We're going to take Howden's and then we're going to try and have a do at the original fridge man. Yeah, the tortoise and the hare. Slowly, slowly catch your monkey. Now, I've never been down here, but this turning here for Burnham-on-Sea and Highbridge is signposted as well for Cheddar Gorge. I've never been down there, but at the previous employer, one lad told me that he once went down there to cut through and take a shortcut to this chipper job, and he said it was an absolute fucking nightmare. He said there was low bridges everywhere, the roads was absolutely dreadful, and it ended up, because he thought he was going to save 15 or 20 minutes to get to this chipper. We're doing a chipper job over there. Oh, what's this? Ratchet strap, just mindful. I've just gone over it, I've not hit any buckle. There's a ratchet strap just in the middle of the road. I missed the buckle. Thankfully. Some mirrors, we're going to come back in. You hit the buckle, it'll burst your tyres. Yeah, he said he went over that way, and whichever route he took, to save him 15-20 minutes, ended up taking him about 2.5 hours. He said he had a disaster. A lot of us beat him there. Mirrors, he's coming on in front of me. But at least he were honest and owned up to it. He says, fucking terrible. Awful. He ended up trying to avoid a 14-foot bridge, and he had to take a detour for about 45 minutes. And then the roads he was on was just... He said he was practically crying going around these roads, like, because every time he went round the bend he'd meet someone coming all the way and he'd have fucking reverse, and he said it was just horrible. And I feel his pain. I've been there and done it myself, like, you know, right? It's not sexy. We're 15-foot odd trailer on, and trying to avoid 14-foot bridges, fucking awful. And then you're banging off every tree. You end up coming in to site looking like the camouflage division, because your top of your trailer's just full of trees and branches, you know what I mean? It's not good. I have been there and done that. I've had more than my first share of that. I like it. So we're 15 miles, and then I think we're going to be coming off for Taunton. We're 40 miles away from site. Still ETA is 7:56 in the AM. So we'll get there in reasonable time. Like I said, we're only booked in for 9:30, so job's a good one. I really am starting to settle in and enjoy this job now. I really am. I'm loving it. So I think we'll take you off at Taunton. So I'm just mindful now. It's coming up to 7 o'clock, and my wife will be ringing in a bit. Bless her. Catch no harm though. I can always message you back later and say I couldn't speak, love. I was gobbing it on camera to Miss loyal, sturdy, beautiful cyber friends on YouTube. That's the Huntsville River, apparently. It's a bloody big wide thing. Massive that. Be expecting a little tiddler. beautiful down here now, beautiful. Beautiful. Glastonbury. Yeah, that's where I went to that tipper job actually. I turned off for Glastonbury on the A39. Yeah, it were all here. It weren't in Glastonbury, but one lad turned off up there and ended up having a fucking nightmare. And I turned off, the rest of us turned off for Glastonbury and went up to the side. But somebody else said you could get down via the 303, so somebody else went a longer way around for Taunton and come in off the 303, then came back on himself, and it was a lot easier. I went out that way towards the 303. We were taking it to power station at Deal at Sandwich at Kent. But I went off that way and there were still some bloody tight roads like, but I get into the job no bother. But yeah, this one, I'll save myself 20 minutes and he ended up about 2.5 hours, bless him. Glastonbury, Wells, that's the way I turned off. Yeah, I turned off there and I went left and then I went through cross country that way. And I got to tipper job, no problem. There was some tight roads, but no issue, no matter. Mirrors, mindful, slip road, truck coming down. Van overtaking me, mirrors, signals on, we're going to come out because truck's going to be joining at the same time. Mirrors again. Progress. Truck's now on and he's flashing me out. Mirrors. We're back in. Easy as that. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Taunton 12 miles. There we go. Exeter 44. We're going to be coming off in 12 miles. I'll put him in then and we'll end this video. Like I said, I want to try if I can and concentrate on getting to A303. Oh, do you want me to take you to 303? I don't know. First available safe place for pull over, we'll pull in and we'll cut you loose. This sun's breaking now and it's going to be blinding through bloody windscreen in a bit when we start facing it head on. We'll do something else after though when we're leaving this place. Depending on what the reversing's like, we might do another video reversing into this bloody spotlight because it'll be a Titan, I don't need bother. They always are. Every time I have this product on, with the concrete flooring sections for apartments, you're talking a crane lifting them up and it's always a tight as fuck reverse in. Always. So it's always a challenge getting into the place like.
She's my baby, the Bapalula, hoochie coochie cakeo. The Bapalula, choochie choochie choo. Bididdly on bididdle.
Mist spots hanging over them fields over there, but that sun's belting its way through clouds now. It's going to be a glorious day down here. Just reminding us that summertime's not quite finished with us yet. Now there is a service station coming up here. I could just pull in and end this video and I'll crack on. Which might be a good idea just in case my wife rings me actually. Bridgewater, it's a mile and a half. Oh, it's a motto as well. I could perhaps get fuel here. I'm just under half a tank, so I'm pretty fine for fuel at the moment. But mindful that it's there. I'm only 33 mile away from site apparently. Minehead. I remember going to Buckling's at Minehead on holiday when I was 15. It was bloody lovely. I really enjoyed that holiday. Chatting some bird up from Wales and copping off with her. Just necking on, like, you know what I mean? Necking on with some bird from Wales. She was 16 and I was 15. Never seen her again for the rest of my life after that holiday. I only saw her for 2 nights because they was going home 2 nights after. Never seen her again. There were no mobile phones in them days, there was no Facebook or nothing. And that was that. There was no Gavin and Stacey moment, you know what I mean, following her back up. I was 15. My name was Tracy. Tracy from Wales, boy. Oh! Mirrors, mindful, 2 vans, signals on. The van overtaking me. It's going to be tight, but just about to get out. First van's on, just out in time. Second van's now slotted on. Mirrors. There is a school sign in back of this van, so potentially there could be children on it going on a trip somewhere. I assume the second minibus will be exactly the same from the same school. It's empty. So we know we're approaching the services and we know we're coming off in 5.5 miles. Now that says service is 10 miles. Have we passed it? I don't know. Have we passed Bridgewater? No idea. This is that original fridge wagon what first overtook us about 30 mile away. We're now catching it. It's braking. There's something in front of it. It's a van. No, it's a tanker. It looked low. So again, it's not got the momentum to take it yet. I'm just going to drop back off 2 mile an hour because I'm now burning down on this tanker in front of me. And the Bell van is going to want to overtake it as well. Mindful that we're coming off in 4 miles, so I don't want to come out into lane 2 and be stuck for 3 miles trying to get past this tanker and then I'm burning down on bloody exit. 3.5 miles, I'm going to just sit behind this thing, I think. My tight coming out and the truck in front of it has not got enough clearance, so I could be sat out there for 3 miles trying to get past the parable, so I'll just back it off. There's no point. I'm coming off in 3 miles. Of Darmpton. Yeah, that truck in front's not... if I pass this tanker now, I won't be able to pull back in because the truck in front's not far enough forward if I get 2 wagons in, if I get another truck in between them. Safe distance in between them. I don't know if you can see it or not. So I'm just going to sit behind it. Makes sense to me. Tortoise and the hare again. I'm now catching it at a rapid rate of knots. There's now enough of a gap. Shall I take it? 2 mile. Come on, we'll try it. Mirrors. I haven't seen Bridgewater Services, I must have passed it. Not known. Either way, we're going to come off in a minute for Taunton. So mirrors. Mirrors. We're past it, we just want enough of a gap to get back in. There we go. Yeovil, Taunton. Does that say Weymouth? Yeah, Weymouth, Yeovil, Taunton. Here we go, Taunton, A38. Mile. Mindful, Enterprise, Captain Kirk. Now this is where people start cutting in on you now because they realise they're coming up to their junction. So we're mindful.
After 800 yards, take the exit.
Yeah,
then
baby.
Go round the roundabout.
Just approaching 300 yards. Mirrors.
Take the exit.
So in
then
between 3 and 2, mirrors, signals on, we're coming off here. So just mindful. Mirrors, we're off. Just start backing him off now.
After 300 yards, go round the roundabout, second exit.
Whoa, 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 whoa. Backing him right off. Whoa, 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 whoa. Oh, thanks pal, he's just clicked my mirror. There's a little truck outside of us, a flatbed, 7.5 tonner, or a class 2. He's just clipped my mirror with this. Thanks for that, pal. So mindful, road tightens here.
Go round the roundabout, second exit.
Second exit. It said second exit, didn't it? sun's blurring now. Oh yeah, baby.
After 200 yards, go round the roundabout. First exit.
First exit
then
for Yorba.
turn right.
358.
Go round the roundabout. First exit. Then turn right.
Mirrors. Turn right, she said, didn't she? What the hell's this thing taking me? Mirrors.
After 100 yards, turn right.
Yeah, baby. We'll put signal on because the road does go straight across, but there's a width limit.
Turn right.
No access except for buses. Right, so we're going to find somewhere to pull in down here. It's now 10 past 7. We'll find somewhere to pull in and we'll send the message to Fraggle Rock. So lights are changing, mirrors. There's no behind us, no to the side of us. We're going right here. Mirrors as we come round. So 2 lanes coming into one, mirrors, there's a van braying on for overtakers and a car. Car's pushing it a bit. Come on man, get on. That sun's bright, blinding. Very, very bright. That's a bus stop. That's no good for pulling into. Braking up in front.
After 300 yards, go straight on.
Yeah, baby. I'm assuming there's some traffic lights or something around this corner because we're braking. Oh, it might just be busy.
Go straight. Go straight on.
Oh, that sun's too bright now, pal. I'll restrict your view. But what can you do? It's blinding driver. Just clearing the 30, coming into an open speed limit. Two-lane traffic, dual carriageway. Mirrors. I want to lay by something on here, you know, just for pull in and just set her out here because I'll need crack on then and do my thing. With bags of time, it's 14 minutes past 7, I'm not booked in till 9:30. I'm 23 mile away according to this and I'm still going to get there just shy of 8 o'clock. And that's what I mean, I need to find out if anyone else is in there. There's no telephone number on for sight on this paperwork that I can see. You normally get a contact number and a name to ring. But if I'm in for 9:30, I guarantee there's somebody booked in for 8:30. They always have some, first one's always in for 8:30 because I've been first man many times. Not at this site, I've never been to this place before. Lights are on red, mirrors backing him off. just looking in mirrors, there's some blue lights coming in the distance. Just hang fire here. Just pulling back just shy because I think it's a police car. It's coming. Unless it's turned off. I think it's turned off actually. Must have turned off somewhere. It has, it's turned off. I didn't know which way they might have wanted to go, so if I hung back then they could have gone left in front of us or something, do you know what I mean? Anyway, it's turned off. It's gone somewhere else. Mirrors. Well, this one's coming at a rapid rate of knots. Go on, lad. 20 million drops a day. They're all in that van and she's having to do 300 mile an hour. To be fair, he wasn't. He was just going at normal speed, but we was at a standing start, weren't we?
After 400 yards, go straight on. Go straight on.
There's a lay-by up right hand side there. I can see an Amazon truck in it, so there might be something up left. There's a sign out for a snack burner butty van. That might coincide with working in our favour. That might be two birds, one stone. I've just seen a sign for a butty van, so if we can slow it down here and the butty van's on our left hand side, we can get in it. Here we go. What's this coming up? See, snack van. Sign for it. There's a lay-by. Some mirrors. Two birds with one stone. Signals on. This'll do us. I can't see snack van, but I do see a lay-by. If the snack van was here, we'd kill two birds with one stone and we'd get breakfast at the same time. Mirrors just a little bit tight. Just come through here. Right, this is where I'm going to cut you loose, guys, because I'm going to send the message to Fraggle Rock and find out exactly where I'm going, and hopefully my wife will ring me soon. She's not rang me yet, so that's worked out just nicely. I'll pick you back up later on and we'll crack on again, yeah? Right, cheers. I've been your old mate Borothea. Once again, you, my friend, have been beautiful. I hope you've enjoyed that, and I'll speak to you later on. We'll catch you up from hither and thither and somewhere else. See you in a bit. Ta-ra!